Why? I've nothing. I've nothing left inside me. That's what this show has done to me. It's torn all this out and just shown it to me like, hey, fuck you for caring, buddy. You asshole. Ah. Okay, so Game of Thrones Season 5 review of the whole series, and the last episode was just... So Game of Thrones Season 5 kicked off with what I feel was a bit of a crawl, and then like the last 3 episodes just turned into a run really quickly, and it made the whole season as a, like, just, you know, as you look at it as one thing, a little bit disjointed. And as a whole, this series is probably going to rank towards the bottom of my favourite, but yet it had some of the best moments for the entire series, like the battle at Hardhome, which was just fantastic, and it was very Helm's Deep-ish and very cinematic in everything that it did. Another cool thing from this series was we got Tyrion finally in Meereen, face to face with Daenerys, two characters who have never shared any screen time up until this point. And at first it looked a bit weird, but once you had the chemistry between the two, you knew that there's something big going to happen between these guys, and they are ready to work together to go back to Westeros and just tear shit up. Now, is it just me, or have we not seen Bran the entire season? Is that just me, or is he not shown up at all? Like, that story at the end was intriguing at the end of Season 4. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. He's going to fly, he's going to walk into a dragon and just own shit, and then nothing. Where is he? But now I guess on to the episode everyone's talking about. It is the season finale of Season 5, and dear Lord, they saved all the big things for the end, and this is going to be spoiler heavy, everything we're going to be talking about. So if you haven't seen the episode, go and watch the episode, then come back here and just cry along with me and feel empty inside and dead. So Stannis, after burning his daughter, the twat, all of his men, or half of his men, desert him after he did that, and they march on to Winterfell anyway, and they're getting prepared to siege the place, and then one of the guys turns around and goes, hey, horses, we're fucked. And he gets his ass kicked by Ramsay and all of his men, and then Tall Girl shows up. Brienne of Tarth, she shows up and says, I was Kingsguard to Renly Baratheon, you must pay for your crimes. And he's wounded and beaten and just sits there against a tree, and he's like, just do it. But we know this is Game of Thrones. If you don't see them die on screen, they ain't dead yet. So she swung her sword. We didn't see what happened. So Stannis could still be alive. There is that big possibility. But right now I hate him because he burnt his daughter and he's a dick. And Daenerys, she was flying off on a dragon last time we saw her, and she finally lands, and the dragon's all like, nah man, I'm tired. I'm done. No more flying around for a bit. So she wanders off to, I don't know, find some food. And the Dothraki show up, and at first you think, oh wait, she knows them, and then it's bad, and they just circle around her, and we don't know what's happening, but I'm assuming that she's been captured and she's fucked. And then back at Meereen, Jorah, you got Tyrion, you got the dude that she's sleeping with, you got the worm dude, and the chick who, I can't remember her name, Missandra. They're all like, hey, we need the queen. And they go, okay, the dude that she's fucking and the dude that wants to fuck her are going to go off and try and find her. And that should be a pretty funny buddy cop road comedy thing in the next season. And now Tyrion is left in charge of Meereen. And this is the first time he's really been properly in charge of a big freaking city. And it's going to be like him training for when he does take the Iron Throne. And I swear to God, that had better be what the end game in this is, because this episode just... Back at Winterfell, Sansa puts the candle in the thing and she's trying to escape. And then that chick that Ramsay was screwing is there, and she's like, hey, I'm going to kill you, or not kill you, but I'm going to leave you enough alive just so that Ramsay can have his way with you and give him a son, and then she's just going to offer her after that. And then Greyjoy, or the Reek, whatever, shows up, and he finally just sort of snaps out of it. He becomes Greyjoy again, flips that stupid bitch over the castle wall, she falls to her death, then they run away, and then they jump off this castle. I'm assuming like there was snow at the bottom, so they live. Once again, this is Game of Thrones. If they ain't dead or you don't see them die, they're still alive. I liked Sansa in this season. She still had that sort of more badass attitude she got at the end of Season 4, and she carried it over into this one. Even though she's stuck in a shitty situation, she still has that attitude, and you know that she's going to be, you know, moving pieces around herself and plotting to sort of, I don't know, take back the North and kill Ramsay. Definitely next season, I reckon she's going to chop off Ramsay's head, or his dick. Or maybe she'll give the dick to, or the dick chopping to Theon, and then she can chop off his head. And now we come to the last bit, the bit that's just, nah. Jon Snow brought back the wildlings. We think he did the right thing. They're still people. They're still, you know, they're just unfortunate they were born on that side of the wall. And he knows that. And he's like, come to my side of the wall. We'll give you some land. But when the White Walkers come, you got to fight with us. And they're like, yeah, cool. And then obviously we had the Battle of Hardhome, which was just awesome. But they lost half the wildlings. And then there's a dude that's just like, come at me, bro. And he raises up all the wildlings. And now they're White Walkers or Wargs or Wraiths or whatever they're bloody calling them now. And so they've got a massive army. And Jon Snow's like, damn, we're fucked. We are absolutely fucked. But I got to take these White Walkers back. I promised them to live on our side of the wall and help us out when they come. And obviously the Night's Watch, a lot of them aren't happy about this because a lot of their families were killed by the wildlings. Then Jon sends Sam off to be a maester with the chick from Skins. And so he leaves, and then Jon's at the wall by himself, and he really has no more allies. And then that little kid, that little bastard Ollie's just like, hey, there's a wildling who knows where your Uncle Benjen is. Remember Benjen? First season, he died. But Jon's like, no fucking way. So he goes out there, and then all of the Night's Watch are there. And then they stab him one at a time. Just, for the watch. For the watch. For the watch. And each time they do that, it felt like a needle going into my heart, because he was like the one just pure redeemable character left in this show, and they killed him, and I can't believe it. But like I said, that chick, the red hot topic looking bird, comes back before this happens. After Stannis gets his ass whooped, she comes back. Now, remember back that season, the dude fought the Hound, got like chopped in half, and then like got brought back to life. That was her religion thing. So there is the slimmest of possibilities she could bring him back to life, and we could still have Jon Snow next season, because he's the only pure just character that has no ulterior motive. He just wants to protect the realm, protect his brothers, kick the White Walkers' ass, because they are the real enemy in this whole series. You can take your dragons, you can take your Lannisters, your Tyrells, whatever, who cares? It is the White Walkers that are going to be the end game of this series, and he was the only one that knew that and was like, yeah, this is the real problem. We got to take it down, but he's dead now, or we assume he's dead, and it still hurts. It's still like, right here, man, right here. So that was Game of Thrones Season 5. As I said, started off a bit slow, then just like developed into a gallop in like the last 4 episodes. Felt a little uneven. Like I said, probably not my favourite series as a whole, but had some of my favourite moments from the entire series. So what did you guys think of Game of Thrones Season 5? You still hurting like me? Or did you love it? Or did you hate it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.